Hey, Beanie. Aavak, why don't you play a lesser-known game with your mind and occasionally craft? Do you craft mines? Could it be said that you are Minecrafting whilst you're playing said game? But with that done, I think we're at a place now that we can start actually laying down the foundation for this build. First things first, I'm going to lay down a frame of a wooden frame to mark out the area that I'm going to be building in. It's not going to necessarily be the be-all, end-all of this build. I'll adjust it as I go. I do like to call Valheim Norse Minecraft. See, the thing I would say about this is it's like the difference between Terraria and Minecraft. Minecraft is a sandbox first and foremost. The survival element... Now, actually, before I say this, or rather now that I have started to say it, I'm going to just dial back just for a moment to drop in the forward that I haven't played the latest of Minecraft and I'm really interested in possibly even streaming that. It looks like there's so much more to the game than there was for a long time. It used to be that I didn't play any kind of Minecraft outside of modded Minecraft because the vanilla was kind of... I just played too much and there wasn't that much to do. Minecraft to me, and I use this analogy quite often, Minecraft was a sandbox and Terraria was a game. And that isn't to say there's anything wrong with that, but that's the way that I saw the difference between those two games. One was a sandbox, and one was an actual game. And perhaps the difference is subtle enough to not exactly stand out as what I mean by that. But I guess what I mean is one focused on elements that were going to be fun, whereas the other one was more of a creative tool. You could build amazing things, but there wasn't much really driving you to do any of it. When you play Terraria, you're driven to do things, and you're constantly driven to new things. When you achieve that, a new thing is there for you to now achieve. And when you achieve that, a new thing is there for you to achieve. And it's a constant escalation of new things to focus on. Actually, we want to probably come forward. I don't know, maybe this does work. Let's roll this out a little bit around here, and then I think at this point, start branching off. Yeah, I think so. Whereas with Minecraft, I always felt that Minecraft, yeah, like I said, it was not so much an executive toy. I certainly thought there was more game to it than that, but it felt like there was less to do, much less to do ultimately. See, these are not going to line up strictly in the right way. I'm thinking maybe I need to have this angle here be a lot less severe. Yeah, I do. Valheim to me is more like Terraria than it's like Minecraft. Now, again, I am aware that the latest vanilla additions to Minecraft have made it much more of a game without any mods required. And that's fantastic. I'm like I said, I'm kind of tempted to check it out because of that. Yeah, that's the way that I've always kind of felt the two games differ. I think that should actually work. Oh, there, yeah, that looks nice. Would I have to rise the floor shortly? Well, actually, no, that one's connected to the ground now. There we go. Now, there's no particular reason why the sides need to be equal length. In fact, I'm probably not going to make them. I could make this more of a U shape, but I'm kind of feeling more of an L shape with this. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to take a moment to read back through chat. Well, to be fair, Norse elements do make things more adventure and glory, kind of, glory of battle kind of thing. Yeah, that's true. Scallywag over there, I see you. So I've never seen this game before, so how does it differ from other survival games? Mostly in setting. The building system is also pretty well developed. Really enjoyable. Really. It can hit me, but I can't hit it without just annihilating these boards. I do not approve. Not gonna lie. Feel a bit cheated. Back to reading chat. Terraria, in order to do creative building, you actually have to beat the game. Minecraft, you just have to find everything. Yeah, pretty much. Minecraft always seemed more focused on I mean, initially, on just the vastness of the world. Build anything with enough time. Terraria always seemed like it was more focused on there being an actual game with goals. Minecraft was more bring your own goals, whereas Terraria gave you them. I'd like something in between. Free building, but with story that you can do. I've always been bored by survival games, typically. Yeah, and some games, it really does feel like initially they were meant to be just free build. And then someone decided to add survival elements and it kind of made everything else go awry. I definitely get that feeling sometimes. Some games just feel like survival wasn't meant to be a part of the equation, but then it was added because everyone was doing survival games suddenly. I kind of feel that in Starbound a lot, actually. Like, the need for food just seems so superfluous to the actual game. I like survival games, don't get me wrong. I really like survival games. Wow, that's safe there. In fact, I would go on to say that survival games are probably some of my favorite genres of games. But there has to be a balance. The survival elements need to make sense within the game. Otherwise, it's just going to be irritating. That's good enough. Ideally, the game should have been balanced for survival from the very onset, not have survival added in later, and then just kind of hopefully make it work, because I just don't feel that very often ends up working. I think in general games benefit from knowing what they want to be right at the beginning. The earlier in its development cycle the game knows what it aspires to become, the better that game is going to be. By and large. By and large. Seven Days to Die feels like the devs intended to make a PvP MMO, but nobody ever plays it like that. I don't know. I see where you're coming from with that comment, but I actually don't know about that. Simply because some of the stuff they add really only seems to make sense within a PvE environment. It's probably about time for me to have a kip, just to make sure that we don't end up having to have any crazy fights. I appreciate that in Valheim, not eating just makes you weaker, not dead. Yeah. And I also appreciate in Valheim that weatherware will only reduce the durability of an item. It'll weaken a structure. It won't destroy it. The rain is never going to wear your house down. But it is, or rather the floors. Like, if we look over here, some of them look more... less saturated than others. This is a fully healthy piece of wood. It's been protected from the elements. It hasn't got any rot. It hasn't. The wood hasn't weakened due to exposure, so on and so forth. But no matter what happens, and how in disrepair it becomes, it will never, ever get to a point where it breaks. It'll just get half durability. Now, if that's your defenses, that's a problem, and you probably want to fix it. If it's not your defenses, doesn't matter. Just, build what you want to build. And that's why I don't worry about repairing all of those, because those platforms are not integral to the defense of the area. The palisade is. The palisade won't wear down, though. That one it doesn't get damaged by weather. But the gatehouse would, because it's made of regular wood. That's why the gatehouse has roofs, because the roofs prevent the weather wear. But only the part with the gate on it. I don't worry about this part. Don't need to. Oh, Dismantle is really fun. I'm going to be covering that as a first taste on my main channel. Reasonably soon, actually. Now that Graveyard Keeper is done with, I will be switching over to a bunch of different games for a while. And just doing a lot of first tastes and just getting other projects finished off. But yeah, I'm going to be first tasting Dismantle super soon. Dismantle is fantastic, in my opinion. It knows what... and again, it comes down to the whole thing of it knows what it wants to be. It's not trying to be a game that is too many different things at once. It had a solid idea and is building towards that idea. And so everything feels like it works. I'm going to do something around here a little bit interesting, hopefully. We'll see how it pans out. But first, let's get the flooring in. Can't wait for the Home and Hearth update for this, though. Really looking forward to all of the different building options that we're going to get. As well as the cooking, obviously. Hello, Seagull. Goodbye, Seagull. Right. Okay. Let's do a little bit of something else here. As I can. Let's make the transition nice and interesting. Actually, let's have this section have a different tiling effect. This is absolutely superfluous to what we're doing in the game, by the way. You do not need to be finicky about this sort of stuff. I am, because I enjoy it, but please be aware this is absolutely unnecessary. That is in the wrong place also. Right, now from here we're going to branch off of this part and come down. Alright, need some more. I am hoping for some more flooring styles, though. I am rather partial to different flooring decorations, not gonna lie. But it does get a little bit tricky to connect to the right parts. That is definitely a skill. There we go. Nope. Not there. That was a lie. There we go there. There we go. Okay, the lovely pattern is now kind of dead. I regret everything. But we shall continue. We will soldier on. No. There we go. And there's one, please. Tunk. Come on, I can see you. I can see that you want to work. There we go. All right. It's not as grand as I hoped it would be, but it'll have to do. Another thing. Oh, actually, I wonder. Could I? Oh, I can. Okay, that makes it look worse because now it's ultra off center. Huh. Though. I kind of like this enough to undo it. I know I just put a load of work into it. Look, the details are super, super important to me, alright? Just accept it. This is who I am. Only I had some other types of flooring. I wouldn't even mind if I had to pay a lot for it. Like it was like some ultra expensive fine flooring or something. That even cross. It's almost not a lot. Actually, it doesn't connect properly. That's really interesting. Kind of surprised at the way the tiles interact sometimes. No, I don't like it. We're gonna have to get rid of that and just go with. We are gonna have a oh wait, I see. Interesting. That lines up properly there. That lines up properly. But not on this side. Oh, I see. This is where it was all going awry. Sometimes it's so easy to miss. But just to illustrate what I realized, I didn't actually pull that. Didn't mention it properly. This beam was aligned like this. There, it was completely flush. Whereas normally there's a little nook in the corner. And that threw everything out when it was snapping. It was most perplexing. But now things should connect a bit better. It'll never quite connect in here properly, but... it'll do good enough, I think. Something like that will do. Yeah, I built the side off the diagonal. No, exactly. if that would affect anything here. I really don't think it's going to be possible, sadly, to get that to line up the way I want, so just going to have to accept it. And over there on this side, we're just going to have to pop these down where I can to create the right effect. There we go. That at least has a bit more... This pattern is a little bit more recognizable. It's not grand, certainly, but it'll do. Right, okay. Let's try and get to the point that I can put up the storages sooner rather than later. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I'm not sure how much room I'm going to need for the storage yet, so I'm going to design the storage area first, and then we'll plan around that. I'm going to move that then, and I'm going to place down a half block. I should have started with the half block. But I would like to anchor that in the corner to create a nice pattern. Then I can frame that properly. I can have that go taller as well and continue that shape up, because I want this side to be at least 2 tall, so I can have a nice bank of chests on it. That actually looks quite nice. I think this may be going a bit overboard, but let's have a look. I don't know. I could have a torch behind this so there's some nice light peeking through. Or I can just have it like that. I think like that works better. Because I do want support beams. However, I want them made out of core wood, if possible. Where is core wood? I want nice, tall support beams. It's fine wood. Do I have any other core wood around, or have I used it all in the spikes? Yeah, I have. Alright, well, some of them are just going to have to come back then. Because I need it. I want those ones there. Did I not get any core wood back from it? Oh. You don't get anything back. Ouch. Alright. Duly noted. It's the first instance of anything that I've seen that does not give everything back. Well, core wood is going to be a central part to this build. I've got a tiny bit here, but I am going to have to go out and get more. There we go. That is nice, and with that in place, I no longer need this, so I can then replace it with that. There we are. Perfect. We're going to want probably not to have one here. I would love to connect these across, but I don't think that's going to work. Guess one there at least. And then another 2 at the corners again. But for now, I've got that core wood in place, so I'm not going to worry too much about getting the rest of it. I just want to set up my idea for the storage, and then I can start actually filling it. That's going to be a big part of what we're doing here. I'm not sure about having core wood on the outside next to where I'm building these structures, but I definitely want to have some sort of supports in place. Probably every 2. I think it's important to give it that kind of look. I think it's quite important. Oh, however, I've made it silly. I'm building along the shape of the internal structure here. Sorry, the floor structure, but I want to give it just a bit of a overlap, so the roof looks really nice. There we go. Yeah. What we've got over there can be made to look a lot nicer with the right sort of supports. So I'm going to remove these. The core wood is going to be needed. Can't pick it up. I want the 4-meter beam of core wood there. And then I should be able to pick this back up. I'm sorry for just tearing all of that down like that. But what we're going to do is I'm going to place a half block there. And this will be a new structure. It's just going to be offset. Just the tiniest bit offset. And then from here, we're going to have the supports in there. I think this should make a... Damn it. This should make for a really nice shape. Can I connect this there? It might not seem like a good use of the wood. It isn't. But I think it does matter to create the right look. There we are. So now this is offset a little bit. The result will be that when I put the roof up there, there will be an overhang on the roof. I have done the second boss, yep. It is done. The Elder is an ex-boss. Following slaying the Elder, I actually went ahead and made a second boss run as well, and killed him again. Because I'm mean. I would like this there. Once that's in place, there we go. Rid of it. Okay, now this is how we're going to be doing our chests. You go ahead and pop down 2. 1 just tucked in there. Now I don't... okay, let me think. We can separate the chests out. They're effectively going to be stacked. Let's say... in fact, I'm going to have the flooring the opposite way because I don't want that support beam in the bottom there to be visible. So if I rotate the floor this way, that support beam, you might not quite be able to see what I'm pointing at. That little beam there, you can see it silhouetted against the highlighted floor tile. That little bit of support there. By rotating the planks the other way, that goes away. I'd rather that for what we're about to build. Now, I'm thinking that currently 2 chests should be enough. I don't know if that's going to always be the case. Hopefully it is, though, for what I'm planning to do. Okay. And then I get there and there, I guess. a solid beam. It's always better if you can afford to use a solid beam, to use a solid beam. I need to shift these chests over a little bit to make it look better. Just because of the way the structural integrity in the game works. You know what? It's probably super hard for anyone to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to go and duck back down to bed for a moment. And then everything will look a little bit better.